Today was a weird day. I don't quite understand my moods. I don't quite understand what I'm going through sometimes. I guess this will be a diary video. I'm in Morocco right now, and I am on a layover. I had a great day with a friend that happened to be here too. And it's pretty cool that I have a job that allows me to meet a friend to hang out with all the way across the world. So it was fun. So we had a good time. We went to Marrakesh and we only got to do one thing, but it was fun. But something made me feel really horrible today. And I got some bad news, and I thought, well, I give up. I give up trying. I give up. I'm giving up because what's the point? I try and try, and I'm not getting what I'm aiming for. And it kind of sucks. And then I kind of felt like giving up. And the only thing I thought about was my boys, my 3 boys that I love more than myself. And that's the only thing that kind of kept me wanting to be here. I actually thought of not wanting to be here. And I get these moments and I think, wow, it's too hard. Sometimes living can be hard. And then I feel like my sense of worth is affected. I feel like I'm not worthy, or that I don't have what it takes to be here on this planet living. And oftentimes I've thought about this. I can explain it really well. I can transmit a certain amount of wisdom about it really well, but then applying it is hard for me. I see our humanity, who we are as beings on this planet, as a tree. It's like a big tree, and it's the tree of love. The roots of that tree is your self-worth. It's the foundation. It is how you value yourself. Those are the roots. That's what keeps you stable. That's what keeps you grounded. The trunk of that tree is acknowledgement. That sense of acknowledgement. That's the first thing we need from our parents, from our mother when we're born, is for her to acknowledge us when we cry. When we cry, we want her to know that we're hungry. We want her to know that we need a hug. We want her to know that we need our diapers changed. So that's acknowledgement to me. We all need to feel acknowledged, and that is either by ourselves or by others, mostly others. We need to have people that acknowledge us as just being here, as just being. And then we have the branches in the tree. And that is so many things. Respect, I don't know, confidence, which is not the same as self-worth, but confidence, and so many other aspects that make it love, make it that we feel loved. Right. And the root of every issue is either the lack of love, is mostly because there's a certain lack of love going on. I mean, that's really pretty much the way I see it. So I always make sure that I acknowledge others. That is such a core foundational value for me, that I always acknowledge people in the smallest way, in the biggest way, depending on the circumstances, or on the required circumstances, I guess. But for myself, I have a hard time getting those roots, that root where your foundation says that you are, that I'm confident, but I don't have the self-worth, the roots. And when there are issues at the roots, usually you need to pull out the tree. And because, with a tree, if the roots are the problem, then, your tree's dead. The difference between us and the tree is that we can always regenerate. We can always regenerate those roots and make them healthy again. So I'm working on that. But today I felt a blow, and I just thought, wow, this bad news means that I'm not I'm never going to have what I want. It's never going to happen for me. It's going to happen for everybody else, but not for me for whatever reason. And if it doesn't, then I don't know if I should still be alive. And I know that is very, I don't want to say dramatic because it's not dramatic, but it's very serious to think that way. If I had a friend or a family member who thought about suicide, not living anymore, I would be very concerned, and I would be on high alert around them, and I would make sure that they could get out of that high crisis mode of you know of despair. And so what I did is that I messaged a friend, and she messaged me back and kind of helped me go through it. I'm still here, obviously, but I had a moment where I just saw black and I thought, I don't want to be here. It happens sometimes to us. Not everyone, I know not everyone has these thoughts, but many of us do, or we have thoughts of maybe despair without necessarily thinking about suicide, but we may have thoughts that lead us to think that there's no hope. And I think it's good to call a friend. It's good to call these people who love us, who care about us. A friend, a parent, a family member who cares, and let them kind of see you through that moment, because it is just a moment. We only have the moment that we have. So that moment right now, as I'm making this video, is the moment that I'm in right now, and it'll never be the same. And if I just move through that moment, I'll get to the next moment. But sometimes, those are kind of tools that we have in our toolbox of life, of going through things that we kind of, use when we have these issues. But then sometimes our despair is louder, and we're not able to access those tools. And one of the tools is calling a friend. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, how that moment was not great. I moved through it thanks to my friend, and I also was with my other friend who was here physically with me, and I was able to kind of switch gears and just be in the moment with her and just enjoy the scenery of a whole other continent. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to post that and talk about it. I'm pretty sure there's some people out there who feel the same sometimes. And all we have is each other on this planet as human beings. And we're here because we chose to be in service to each other. We chose to be in service to, one another. And sometimes we don't know how or we're going to do it. But in every little moment that we interact with others, we are somehow in service to one another. And I think if we keep that in mind, well, for me, it helps to have that golden nugget of hope sometimes, of thinking, you know what, I'm here and I'm just going to embrace the moment with these other people that are around me. And then at the same time, it helps them kind of have a golden time or some kind of magical moment too, just being around you. So I don't know if I'm just rambling. I ramble a lot, but I'm just happy that I made it through today, and I'm here. And I think all of us can have those moments, and we have to it's always good to check in with others who love us. All right, take care.